What's up, everybody? Today we're looking at Cinematic Studio Strings mic positions. I've received a few comments on my template video, which you can watch here, that I combine CSS with Berlin, and I use different mic positions than the default mic positions that come with CSS when you load it up. Today I'm going to demonstrate why and how and what they are. Really excited about this, as I think there's so much potential with CSS, but the default mic positions when you're doing symphonic writing, like big orchestra writing, find the default mic positions come up a little bit short. So let's dive in.
See the clouds, they ride over the windy tide. Laughter echoes through the summer nights. Hoping to keep the rains out.
All right, what I have here is just a simple little couple measure thing that I wrote just now using CSS. I've got what I call the symphonic mics as well as the default mics, okay? So let's just play the two of them right back to back. I'll start with the default mics because that's probably what many of you are using. So here's a little tune that I made. Okay, there it is. There is some EQ, there is some processing. This is actually within another project folder of another track that I'm writing. So I have kind of my EQ and panning and all that stuff going on. But literally using the same exact outputs, nothing left untouched. Let's listen to the symphonic mics now. And I'm gonna go back and forth one more time after this. Default mics again. I'll do the symphonic mics with the MIDI data here so you can see what's going on as well. All right, so what is the difference? So the biggest difference that I notice when I go back and forth is that the default mics with the same exact panning, and I did some volume leveling so they're fairly equal between the symphonic mics and the default mics, is that it feels close. It feels more chamber strings, right? Which is actually how CSS was designed. It was designed to be a small, cinematic studio strings, not cinematic symphonic strings, right? They were designed to be smaller. But when you're using something like the Berlin series, which has a very big hall sound, I wanted the CSS legato plus the symphonic kind of sound that I would want to use with this. Diving into these mics, full disclosure, these are from my buddy, Joël Dollié. Many of you probably know him from his orchestra mixing courses and his orchestra YouTube mixing stuff. I will put his YouTube in the channel below. Many moons ago, I reached out to him to help my own mixing, and he has since then become a very good friend of mine. And it was through testing that he came up with these mic positions. So I'm just relaying the message because these have helped me so much to create a more symphonic sound with CSS. So what we've got, first violins, spot mic 1, hard panned right, spot mic 2, hard panned left, center and center for main and room, okay? Spot 1 is negative 9 dB, spot 2 is negative 4 dB, main is negative 6, and room is at 0, all right? I will have this all sectioned up, by the way, on YouTube, so you can just kind of skip and go to instrument by instrument. But again, these hard pan spot mics may seem crazy, but I promise it just gives it so much more width. It gives it like a bit more glue and space, and it feels like you're in a symphonic hall rather than in a small studio with, okay, there are my little strings over there, and then a little bit of space in between, and there are my violin twos, right? It gives it a bit more of that lush, big spread, which I'm sure you heard. Hopefully you heard. It's really cool. It's really cool. Okay, violin 2, same idea. Spot 1, all the way right. Spot 2, all the way left. Center and center on room and main. Spot 1, negative 9 dB. Spot 2, negative 4 dB. Main, negative 6. Room, 0, right? Pretty much same exact thing as violin 1. Before we keep going with viola, cello, and double bass on the mic positions, I wanted to just give you a quick heads up about something coming very soon called Orchestration for All. Some of you here maybe remember my old educational channel which I am sort of bringing back, but in a new way, in a new light, called Orchestration for All. It's going to be a bit rebranded. It's been many years sort of in the works in the back of my brain. You probably noticed that all those old videos are no longer there, but I promise things will be coming back. So if you want to keep in touch about that launch, that YouTube channel, please join my Discord server in the description below, as well as my newsletter. I will be letting everyone know about it when it comes out. It'll be happening very soon. More on that very soon. Let's get back to these mic positions. All right, violas. We've got spot mic 1, 20 left. Spot mic 2, 100 right. Center, center on main and room. Spot 1, -7. Spot 2, -6. Main, -6. Room, 0. Okay? Now cello, spot 1 is 100 left. Spot 2 is 100 right. Main is center. Room is center. Spot 1 is -9. Spot 2, -4. Main is -6. Room is 0. Then on to basses. Spot 1, 100 left. Spot 2, 100 right. Center, center on main and room. Spot 1, -9. Spot 2, -4. Main, -6. Room, 0. So again, I know those positions look pretty extreme, but again, let's listen one more time with the idea. Think, okay, how much is like the symphonic string sound happening in the symphonic mic positions, where it's a bit more, I don't want to use the word blurred, but it kind of is a bit more blurred. It's a bit more spread versus the default mics where it feels a bit more separated. All right, last time, let's listen to the default and then the symphonic mics, and then pay attention to sort of the spread of them, left to right depth, sort of that lush width. Here's the default mics. Has a certain close quality that you wouldn't otherwise have in sort of, or at least have as much in symphonic mic positions. Here we go. Again, just has a bit more of that like oof, a bit more of that John Williams-esque kind of depth. Works really well for that style of writing. Again, not to knock on the default mics. They are really good for the default mix for what it sounds like, okay? Which is a bit more intimate, a bit more close sounding. But if you want to do something a bit more grand, a bit more symphonic, literally, I know I've said that word about 1,000 times in this video, try these positions out. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. It's so awesome to have you here, and I hope this was helpful. Let me know what you think about these mic positions. If you try them, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. And if you want to see how I use all of this in a very big CSS plus Berlin template, check out this video here because I think it'll be very enlightening with expression maps and all of that in between. I love CSS, but I also really love the Berlin series. So that video goes into more detail. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for watching, and take care.